Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I am trying out a brand new brand for the very first time, and it was sent to me in PR. First, I need to apologize because my eyes refused to see the extra R right here, and I just kept saying Otrera, so I apologize in advance for the million times that I said it throughout this video. I really do apologize. I was even looking up online. I was like, why can't I find this brand? I was looking on Instagram, and then I went and I got the box, and I was like, that's why. And then, yeah, I did it the whole video. So I apologize. The actual pronunciation of the brand, as I heard it on Google, was Otrera. So I am going to be showing you guys the palette. I have brushes as well as a primer, and I'm just going to show you guys how everything works. I'm going to start off with this palette. This is the Otrera 1, the beginning palette. It has a very unique design. There's little, I'm not sure if you guys can see, like the little stamping all across, and then the emblem here, but then you open it up. This is one side of the palette, and then this right here is the mirror, and this is the opposite side of the palette. So you have this really cool design, and then on the back you have something you can actually hold the palette with. While I show you guys the swatches of the palette, there is something that I would like to read from the brand. In the old days, Amazonian women would cut off their own breasts to shoot an arrow from the bow better, and that was part of their femininity. It was not their bodies that qualified them, but their strength, their perseverance, their respect, and above all, the solidarity and love they displayed. They supported each other and fought battles to free and unite women. Today I want to make Otrera a link to those battles, like an arrow taken from antiquity and crossing time in order to find the women of today and help them to face their daily lives as warriors. This palette was inspired by strong women from all over the world. This first palette is in honor of the past and today fighting femininities. It combines 16 high-intensity shades with different textures. All colors have been designed to be nice to use for the more experienced, but also simple to layer and blend for beginners. Then we have 5 different shades of eye primers. These, I have 2 opened up because I was trying to see which shade I wanted to use. This one is pretty fair, and then I decided to go in with the second shade. So this is number 1, this is number 2, this is one that I used today. And when you open it up, this little guy right here, I gotta tell you, I don't really like the sponge applicator to put it on. You can use it, but I just took my brush and applied it that way. You squeeze it and it comes out of the top. I just got a better application by using a brush to blend it out, but you could just put it directly on your eye and then use a brush to blend it out. This creamy vegan formula that contains hyaluronic acid is the ultimate weapon for boosting the color of your eyeshadow and prolonging its wear. In addition to these superpowers, its coverage will hide the color of your eyelids in case of very marked dark circles and all the little blemishes. So it'll give you a nice blank canvas, cover up anything you need covered, and it will definitely adhere some shadows. They also sent over all of the brushes. Now I'm not going to go through each of these right now, but I will show them in the demo. These are synthetic brushes as the brand is against animal testing. I didn't use the next 2 products today, but I want to show them to you anyway. This is their sponge, and I have never seen a shape like this. I have stopped using sponges recently. I've really just been enjoying brushes, but I want to see what this looks like. I'm going to open it up, show you, and then I'm going to go get it wet so I can tell you guys about its texture. Feels like it's going to be a good one. But look at this, it looks kind of like a finger. That is the perfect size to get right up in here. That's really nice. And then you could hold this end and do your foundation. I'm gonna quickly go put this underneath the water and I'll be right back. All right, here it is wet. And I would say the texture of it, it's not porous, which is one of those things I don't like. Well, I mean porous as in larger. Like you can see the texture. This is very smooth, so it's going to apply your makeup very smoothly. And I will keep you updated. I will try this out. I just wanted to use the brushes today. I would say the density, it's not super soft like the Koki one that I love, but it's not hard like some of the Sonia Kashuk ones. Yeah, Sonia Kashuk, it was like you either got a soft one or a really, really hard one. And this is kind of in between. It's not too dense, but it's not one of those really soft ones either. But this shape I really like. That's a really good shape. And then we also have a little powder puff. They call it the pillow puff. I love these. I have them all over. You would be surprised. Like today I used, it's underneath here, yeah. I used the Blendiful. I actually don't always use these for their intended purpose. I like to use them to get any excess skincare oil off of my face before I put on my foundation. Oh, this is soft. Okay, so let me use this as a comparison. This one, they're two different textures. This was not velvet, but closer to a velvety type of texture. Definitely more cushiony than this one is. I would say this one's a little bit softer. The edges of this one is nicer. I like this, but I mean, you could use this to put on your foundation, your powder, whatever you would like to do. There's so many uses for this. Oh, I got lipstick on it. There's so many different uses for this. One of my favorite ways to use puffs is to hold down my eye right here if I'm going to put something in my waterline so that I don't mess up my makeup. But yeah, I love these things. Anywho, let's go ahead, start off with the eyes, and then we will move on to the rest of the face. Otrera Y1, starting off with the shade Diane. It could possibly be pronounced some other way, but I'm not sure. And I am placing this into the crease and on the outer corner. This brush is very soft, softer in flexibility as well, so I am going to have to work just a little bit harder to blend, just because I traditionally like to have slightly stiffer brushes for doing this type of work, but it's blending out nicely and evenly. I also am wearing one of the primers. I'm using shade 2, going in with a bit more. I'll bring it up just a little bit higher. I really wanted to use that green. There's this beautiful like mermaid looking green, but I don't know. I just want to do something softer today. Softer in the shade range anyway. I'll probably still be dramatic. You guys know me. Bringing this to the inner corner, just the excess from the brush. This inner crease area. Same shade on a Y5 from Otrera, and this is really soft, but I love soft brushes for the lower lash line when it comes to the fluffy ones. It's no irritation at all. Love that. And I could definitely use this brush to get a really defined outer corner to add depth. And if you have hooded eyes or small eyes, this would be a great brush for you as well. Otrera Y2 going in with Ruth. I'm going to place that right around the edge of the last shade. I just realized I did this backwards. This brush would have been much better to lay down that first shade and work it out because this is still soft but a little stiffer. And then I could use the larger one to do what I'm doing right now. But yeah, I didn't do that. I don't think I actually saw this brush. I think it was hiding behind the other ones because I have them in my little refer cup and it was in the back. I was just kind of digging through to see which brush I wanted to use next. I was like, oh, that was silly, Mel. I'm taking Jean, I know I'm butchering that, or Jean on a Y4. I literally just looked up how to pronounce it and I can't do it right. Nautic on a Y2, applying this to the outer corner. Oh, I love this green. It kind of reminds me of, it gives me like the vibes of Natasha Denona's Zindo, like the mini Zindo. So pretty. There's a few shades in here that remind me of that palette. This earthy, slightly muted green I just think is so beautiful. I'm going to take that up into my crease just very lightly. Christine on a Y4, placing this on the front portion of the lid, lightly tapping over that green. Refer 23 and Malala, I am going to take this using it wet and I'm going to apply it to the top lash line. Lastly, on a Bristles Beauty P06 RF, I'm going in with Isadora, applying this to the inner corner, and then I'm going to go add on inner rim liner and mascara. I use the Precision Gel liner from Patrick Ta to go in my top waterline, and then the They're Real Magnet Mascara from Benefit. Eyes are done. Now let's finish off the face. I am going to go in with this blush, this bronzer. I'm laughing because I have not been able to put down Wayne's. It just has this radiance to it that I absolutely love. Where am I reaching for? I have no idea. And I was like, let me pick up another one for today. So I'm going to go in with the Airbrush bronzer from Charlotte Tilbury. And this is, okay, so the numbers on this are not on the handle. They're actually on this part. So it's a little bit more difficult for me to see. This is a V4. I'm just going to swirl around in here and I'm lightly going to bronze because I'm also going to be going in with a cream. I'm going with my Tom Ford. This is really soft. The brushes are really nice. I'm so mad at myself for using the wrong brush for trying to blend out that first shade. It just would have been so much better and easier with the other brush. But the look still turned out really, really good. And then I was really happy that I was able to use that green that I wanted to use because I think it's so pretty. And just having it there on my lash line as liner, it's like a little peekaboo of color. So another way to incorporate color if you wanted to do something softer, and then just having a little bit of color on the lash line is just really fun. I am several shades darker than I was a few weeks ago, and it's like this I might need a bump up. I don't know. I can layer this though. I just don't want to put too much on my face. I went on my last video and I was using Wayne's. I just kept applying, but I think it's because my nerves, they were just like, my nerves were shot in that video. But I have to, you guys, overwhelmingly, I mean, I was crying at the end of the night with how sweet and generous you guys have been. It's not that I expected anything less, but you guys, you warmed my heart more than you could possibly ever know. And then so many people have reached out to help my grandmother with just like different types of information, and that's been really helpful. So I just want to thank you. I am so grateful, so grateful. You guys are the best of the best of the best. All right, so that is all I'm gonna do as far as bronze. I've got this little guy coming up right here. Oh, it's always on this side. I don't know why. And I'm thinking, I don't even, like, I flop around in the bed a lot and I wash my pillowcase all the time. I don't know. I do not know, but it's like always this side. And it's always this one specific spot. And I'm thinking, well, it could be my cell phone. But then I'm really, because of textures and everything, I don't like to feel things. So I'm constantly wiping my phone as well. Anywho, moving back on to what we need to be doing right now. This is my go-to sculpting cream. This is the shade Illuminate, and this is 0.5. I don't know I think this is still going to work. I'm not absolutely positive, but I'm gonna try. I don't want to use that brush. I want to use the one that I used to put on my foundation with. It was hiding again. I have them all like this, so I couldn't see. It was like, I couldn't see it. It was way in the back. All right, this is the one that I used to put on my foundation. It worked really, really well. No issues at all. And this is the V1. It has a slight little angle to it, which was really nice when I was applying my foundation. And I know I'm gonna like this for applying this right here. So I'm gonna go in, tap, make sure I didn't get too much. I'm gonna pull my hair a little taut right there, start in my hairline, and then stamp down. Ah, yes, this color definitely still works. Because I don't like to have too much. This is like the perfect amount. And then I like to kind of blend it out. Yeah, that's perfect. I love this cream. The Mario ones are really good as well. I need to do an update. You know what? I can do that today. I can do my updates today. As long as I have time. I think I will though. Just this color, it just, it's the bee's knees if you ask me. And no, I did not mean for that to rhyme. Oh, I went a little ham right there. Let me get my clean Esum brush. But see, look how easy it just fixes it. For blush, going in with my favorite. This is from Natasha Denona, and it's the Puff Paint in Tan. I'm gonna go in with this brush, and it is the V5. And I'm just gonna pick it up off of my hand to kind of work it into the brush. Make sure I don't get it all just on one area of the brush. And then start tapping this in. I wanna have more of a bronzed look today. I don't wanna have too much blush, like overpowering. I just love this one. I think it's so beautiful and it just goes on so effortlessly. This is why I love it. I just about forgot to highlight my face. So I'm going to go back in with the cream and this double-ended brush. I used this side to do my concealer and then this side to set everything. Again, worked beautifully. The only thing that stinks about this is that when it's double-ended, I have to lay it flat. And I mean, I can put them in my drawers, but a lot of the times my drawers have just brushes that are clean and I rotate them. So I don't want to forget about this brush because it's good. This one is the V2. I'm going to take this side and pick up the highlight, start to apply. I'm just using stamping motions to apply it and then just kind of blending right around the edge after I get the majority of the product laid down. I'm going to go in with the opposite side, which is a bit bigger, and I am going to tap that on my forehead, a little bit on my chin. I'm going to go in with a little bit of Wayne Goss's Coral Rose, the highlight from there, and go right on my bridge and the tip. Yeah, perfect. And now I'm going to buff. V3 and the Sisley powder, just a tiny little bit. Go right around everything, soften it up a little bit. By Terry Hyaluronic Hydra Powder in a V6. I'm going to buff this right on my pores, soften up the highlight a little bit. I already have Kitten Liner and Beauty Lipstick on, however, I ate my lunch, so I'm just going to add a little bit more of Beauty. And then I'm going to put some gloss on. Champagne Diamonds from Charlotte Tilbury. Let's get into my thoughts. Starting off with the palette. First thing, I really like that this is here. I don't know that I will use it all the time, but say I took this on vacation or something, I like that you have this little option to have, you can hold it in your hand and have the palette out and work with it that way. I really like that. I don't think I've seen anything like it before. So if I have my hand, I can't be moving it. If I have my hand like this, it will support both sides of the palette. And then I can either have another mirror, or I'm not gonna be able to show you as easily, but just having it like this, I've got both the palettes and then the mirror as well. It's a nice little added touch to it. The mirror is a good size. The palette feels nice in your hands. It has this nice little kind of semi-NARS grippy type of texture to it. And then I really love the color story. And I like that the mirror folds all the way back, so if you just wanted it like this, it's easy. The colors are beautiful. I have to say that these shades, like this one, and I think it was this, but they remind me a lot of both the Zendo and the Retro palette. More so of the Zendo, like when I'm looking at it, but still, if you don't have those and maybe you like all of these color selections, this is something that's pretty comparable to those colors. And I like that, like, if you look at this side, it's a little bit more romantic, and then you have your little pops of color. And then over here, you have a whole nother color story. This shade is so pretty and whimsical. I like everything about it. Everything applied really nicely. I just think it's gorgeous. I did have to go in with the green a couple times to get a nice layer across my lid, but I think it would be easier if I was using a bigger brush and just going all over the lid instead of right up against my lash line. But I do think this is a really beautiful palette, and I love the look that I got out of it. It's nice. It's really nice. And then it all folds up like so. I think that's cool. The brushes, there's actually a funny story with this. I got my box for PR and I didn't see the brushes in there. I would not have realized unless I was like really paying attention to the box. There's these little holes, but I have had some companies actually send me things and have only pieces of the items or the collection and then some empty spots. So, you know, that's not necessarily out of the norm for me. But I saw a post with the brushes and I was like, I wonder if those are in the box. So I shook the box and I heard them in there. I'm so glad that I did, because otherwise I would not have known. I wouldn't have known. They had all slid down. Oh my goodness. Anyway. So I didn't get to use this brush. This is an angle brush. It is nice and thin, but not too thin, and it's the perfect size to do a winged liner or to go in and do your brows. This is the Y6. This one right here, if you want a light application of highlight or to go down the center of the face. This one was really soft and it's a really good size. Where's the number? This one's V6. I might have called it Y earlier. And this one, again, I really like it. I wish it was two different brushes though. I do wish that it just would have done two different ones. I know some people do appreciate a double-ended brush. I would rather just have two different ones, but it worked very, very nicely. This is the V2. Again, I used this to apply my concealer and to set underneath my eyes, and then I used it for my highlight. All I did was wipe it off on my Sonia G little towel before I went in and used it again. This one right here, super soft, yet still applied my blush very, very seamlessly. The V3, you could use this for blush, bronzer, powder all over. This would be a brush that you can get a lot of different uses out of, and it's the perfect density. It's not too dense and it's not too soft either. The V4 is perfect for bronzer. It picks up and applies very nicely. It doesn't leave it patchy or anything. I didn't really have any problem with any of the face brushes, and this one, so good for applying foundation as well as stamping on those cream products. This one is the V1. Now let's talk about the rest of the eye brushes. Like I said, I should have used this one to begin with the first initial shade, and this is the Y2. I like this one because it's a little shorter. It's still flexible, but will blend out a little bit more than what I went in with. That was my bad. This is the Y1. This is going to do a soft crease or go right around the edge of your crease. You could even use this to apply powder underneath your eyes. This one, I don't think I used this one today. This is the Y3. If I wanted to go in with the black, I could have gone right on this outer corner super, super easily. This for the lid, that applied the shimmers really beautifully. This is the Y4, and then this one I love. I love under eye brushes, I really do. And this one was super, super soft. This is the Y5. So I like this collection. And then the primer. I like this primer. My first impression of the primer is nice. I got coverage. It covered up on my veining on my eyes, any redness, and I like that they came out with 5 different shades from light, like fair light, to deeper complexions. Very, very nice, and it's not too dry and it's not too creamy at the same time. It's like the perfect consistency. I will keep you guys updated, especially on the eye primer, but overall I think this is a really beautiful start to this collection. I really am grateful to have it, and yeah, I'm impressed. I am impressed. You guys let me know what you think. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys.